GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, Montreal. Tonight we celebrate Nadia Cominsai's return for the 50-year Olympic tribute, while the city opens a bike lane consultation to ease traffic snarls on our bridges. Plus, Ashiga's new bag policy rolls out for festival goers. Over to you, Emma.
Ashiga Music and Arts Festival returns this weekend, running from August 5 through 9 at Park Jean Drapeau, showcasing over 100 performers across 5 distinct stages.
Headliners include Tame Impala, Dua Lipa, and Kendrick Lamar, while tickets sold out within 12 hours, marking the fastest sell-out in festival history.
The festival emphasizes sustainability, featuring zero-waste stations, compostable food packaging, and over 40 local vendors offering vegan and gluten-free options for attendees.
We've got a full evening ahead, so stay tuned, lots to get to, and now let's begin together with the news. Good evening, Montreal. Nadia Cominsai will return to Olympic Stadium on August 1st for a commemorative event celebrating the 50-year anniversary of the 1976 Montreal Games, where she earned gymnastics' first perfect 10. Nadia Bellafuel has the full story.
Nadia Cominsai is back on the track of the Olympic Stadium today, joining a crowd gathered to mark the 50-year anniversary of the 1976 Summer Games. The former Romanian gymnast, who famously earned the first perfect 10 on this very arena, stands beside the iconic tower as officials unveil a commemorative plaque. Spectators wave Canadian and Romanian flags, while former teammates and local officials share brief remarks about the legacy of those games. A marching band plays a medley of Olympic fanfares, and children in miniature leotards reenact routines from the historic competition. The atmosphere feels both celebratory and reflective, honoring half a century since the moment that changed gymnastics forever. Nadia Bellafuel, GMNA News, Olympic Stadium. Today's National Bank Open draw placed Canadian Felix Auger-Aliassime in the same quarter as Italy's Flavio Cavalli. The ATP Masters 1000 bracket, released this morning, now pits the world-numbered player against the rising 23-year-old in a potential early-round showdown. Both competitors earned direct entry, and the pairing guarantees a high-stakes match before the quarterfinals. Tournament officials confirmed the draw at the Stade Saputo venue, emphasizing the depth of talent this year's field. Auger-Aliassime, fresh off a recent title run, will need to navigate Cavalli's powerful baseline game to stay on track for a deep run. Cavalli, who broke into the top 50 this season, sees the matchup as a chance to test himself against a home favorite. The National Bank Open continues its rotation between Montreal and Toronto, drawing global attention to the city's summer tennis calendar.
Ashiga has rolled out a strict bag check policy for this weekend's 3-day run at Park Jean Drapeau. Attendees will see security staff inspecting all bags at entry points, with only clear plastic sizes approved for carry-on. The move follows a province-wide push for heightened safety at large gatherings. Fans can still enjoy headliners such as Tate McRae, Lord and Wolf Parade as the festival continues through July 31st, August 1st, and August 2nd. Organizers say the new rules aim to keep the atmosphere lively while preventing prohibited items from entering the grounds. Volunteers will hand out wristbands after bags are cleared, and anyone with a non-compliant bag will be asked to store it in a designated locker area. The lineup remains unchanged, and the music will keep flowing across the park stages.
Montreal opens a public consultation to address conflicts on 4 identified bike lanes, aiming to improve cyclist and driver coexistence as tensions persist citywide. Ramai Gaudreau has the full story.
City officials gathered this morning outside the St. Laurent corridor, unveiling a public consultation to ease conflict on 4 bike lanes identified as trouble spots. The municipality says the process will collect input from cyclists, motorists, and pedestrians to craft measures that calm ongoing tensions. Workshops and online surveys will run over the next few weeks, letting residents suggest redesigns, signage tweaks, or shared lane rules. Planners will focus on lanes, where cyclists report frequent near misses with cars and delivery trucks. The Martinez-Ferrada administration hopes community ideas will guide a balanced solution before the summer rush peaks. City Hall officials note the feedback will be reviewed by the Transportation Committee before any changes are approved. Ramai Godreau, GMNA News, Montreal.
Greg Joy stepped back onto the track of Olympic Stadium, accompanied by his daughter, to relive the moment that defined his generation. He recalled the silver medal jump that cleared 2.23 meters during the 1976 Summer Games, a performance still celebrated across Canada. The former athlete described the roar of the crowd and the crisp July air that lifted him to the podium. His daughter listened as he traced the steps that led to the iconic leap, noting how the stadium's towering roof seemed to echo each attempt. He noted that got him there, and his daughter said she was proud to share a moment on the ground where it happened. Joy's visit highlighted the lasting imprint of that historic jump on Canadian sport, reminding listeners that a single stride can endure for half a century. Later we'll hear how a young Quebec entrepreneur launched Livio to curb endless scrolling, plus more headlines. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Good evening, Montreal. Alexis Bossé, a 21-year-old Quebec entrepreneur, rolled out his new social media platform Livio early this morning. The app, launched at 4 o'clock today, is built around a timer that gently nudges users to step away after a set period, aiming to curb the endless scrolling habit that dominates many feeds. Bossé said Livio offers a simple dashboard where users can choose a personal limit and receive a calm notification when time's up, encouraging a healthier relationship with their phones. In a landscape where most platforms are engineered to keep eyes glued for hours, Livio positions itself as a counterweight, promising a tool that helps people put the device down and focus on the world beyond the screen. The launch comes as mental health experts continue to warn about the toll of prolonged doom scrolling.
More than 7,000 large animal collisions were reported on Quebec highways in 2025, as bears and moose seek food near roadways, heightening safety concerns. Nadia Bellafuel has the full story.
More than 7,000 large animal collisions have been logged on Quebec's highways this year, officials say. Bears and moose top the list, drawn onto the asphalt while foraging for food. Along the busy stretches of Autoroute 15 and the Trans-Canada, smashed windshields, crumpled hoods, and animal carcasses litter the roadside, a stark reminder of the risk. Experts note that seasonal movements and expanding road networks are pushing wildlife into traffic corridors. Each incident not only threatens drivers but also costs insurers and wildlife agencies millions in repairs and rehabilitation. Authorities are urging motorists to stay alert, especially at dawn and dusk when animals are most active. Nadia Bellafuel, GMNA News, Quebec. CF Montreal's attack has stalled, with the MLS side failing to find the net for the past 270 minutes of league play. The goalless stretch, which began after the team's most recent scoring attempt late last month, has left coaches and players searching for a solution before the next home fixture at Stade Saputo. Club officials said they are reviewing tactical options and evaluating personnel to inject more firepower into the forward line. The drought follows a series of low-scoring matches that have put pressure on the squad standing in the Eastern Conference. As the dry spell continues, fans and analysts are watching closely, hoping the coaching staff can reverse the trend and restore offensive momentum before the season's crucial weeks. The organization remains focused on turning the tide as the club aims to regain its scoring rhythm.
Yesterday, a Quebec Superior Court judge announced that he will decide next week whether to endorse a $31.5 million settlement with victims of sexual abuse claims against the Archdiocese of Quebec. The proposed agreement would bring closure to more than 1,940 lawsuits dating back to 1940, when the earliest alleged assaults occurred. Claimants argue the compensation falls short, while the Archdiocese says the offer reflects its capacity to address the historic wrongdoing. The judge's ruling will determine if the settlement proceeds, potentially ending years of litigation that have strained the Church's resources and public trust. Both sides await the court's verdict, which could set a precedent for how religious institutions address legacy abuse cases across the province. Legal experts note that the outcome may influence other dioceses facing similar claims, and the province's courts have previously overseen comparable settlements in other faith communities.
Minister Lightbound, Quebec lieutenant for the Carney government, defended the July 30th decision to end royalties on major U.S. streaming platforms, ending the province's fee collection. Matthew Lachance has the full story.
Minister Lightbound, the Quebec lieutenant for Premier Carney, stood in downtown Quebec City to defend the government's latest move to scrap the royalties that had long been levied on major American streaming services. He said the decision reflects a shift toward a more competitive digital market and will help keep content affordable for Quebecers. Lightbound noted that the Carney administration had been collecting those fees for several years, but a review concluded the charges were no longer justified. He added that the province will continue to support local creators through other mechanisms while allowing the streaming giants to operate without the previous royalty burden. Matthew Lachance, GMNA News, Montreal.
Now let's turn to the weather team for a quick look at tonight's conditions. Over to you.
A southerly low-pressure trough and a fast northern jet are reshaping Montreal's evening sky. The all-time high for July 31st in Montreal stands at 30.5 degrees Celsius, recorded in 2019 during a lingering heat wave that pushed daily maxima into the mid-30s across southern Quebec. The record low is 11.5 degrees Celsius, set in 2021 when an unseasonal cold front plunged the city into a sharp dip that broke the usual autumnal warmth. By contrast, the climatological average for today is a high of 26 degrees and a low of 19 degrees, underscoring how today's modest 25 feels well within normal bounds. The live radar shows a blank canvas across southern Quebec. No echoes of rain or snow are present over the city or the surrounding valleys. A shallow ridge of high pressure sits over the St. Lawrence Basin, while the fast northern jet streams aloft keep the air mass dry and stable. With no moisture forcing today, the map stays quiet as we shift to tonight's outlook. At 6 p.m. Montreal sits under a mostly clear sky with the temperature holding at 25 degrees Celsius, humidity around 63%, and a gentle west wind of 6 kilometers per hour. The atmosphere is perched on near-average pressure that is beginning to ease lower, a sign that the ridge is weakening and unsettled patterns may creep in later. Overhead, a strong northern jet stream punches through at roughly 112 kilometers per hour, slicing the upper-level flow and keeping the mid-levels dry. With the sun just slipping below the horizon, the UV index reads 6 and no rain is in sight. Winds remain light, well below the 25-kilometer threshold, and there are no active alerts. Looking ahead, the evening will stay clear as we move into the overnight forecast. The next 5 days toggle between mild warmth and intermittent moisture. Saturday holds a high of 27 and a low of 19 under a thick overcast sheet. Sunday brings light rain with a 75% chance, temperatures around 25 and a low of 21 as cooler air moves in. Monday returns to mainly clear skies, but retains a 55% rain probability as the jet nudges a weak trough, with highs of 27 and lows of 19. Tuesday shifts back to overcast, high 28, low 19. Wednesday caps the stretch with partly cloudy skies, high 28, low 21, and a 65% chance of rain as lingering moisture drifts east. No wind exceeds 25 kilometers per hour and no alerts are active. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Up next, we break down today's traffic snarls, preview Ashiga's music lineup, and Boda Boda's new rooftop sauna. We will be right back.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Victoria Bridge remains closed to eastbound traffic, pushing all cars onto the westbound lane and adding up to 15 minutes on the crossing. So commuters heading downtown should look for South Shore alternatives. On the Mercier Bridge, only one lane each direction is open, creating comparable delays for South Shore and downtown trips. Autoroute 520 backs up at the Hickmore Street on-ramp with traffic crawling near the interchange. Cité des Dunes Boulevard in Vaudreuil-Dorion is shut both ways, and Route 340 between de la Gare and Jean-Béliveau is also closed, diverting local traffic onto side streets. On transit, the Orange Metro line runs reduced frequency between Jean Talon and Montmorency until 10 o'clock, so expect longer waits. Bus 747 to the airport is slower because of Descaries Expressway congestion. Exo 30 in Vaudreuil-sur-le-Lac suffers signal failures, adding up to 15-minute delays. Exo 90 runs a shuttle between Candiac and St. Constant, and RTL Bus 104 detours with 10-minute added time. RTL Bus 211 is suspended entirely.
Osheaga Music and Arts Festival rolls across Parc Jean-Drapeau today. Its three-day run delivering international headliners like Lorde and 21 Pilots alongside Montreal's own talent. A must-see for anyone craving the pulse of summer. Across the city, Fierté Montreal lights up streets and venues, offering parades, drag shows, and community parties that celebrate pride and invite every Montrealer to join the joy. A short ride west brings the Montreal Highland Games to Parc Arthur Thurian in Verdun, where traditional pipe music, dancing, and Highland athletics turn the park into a lively Scottish gathering. And looking ahead, the Bell Centre will host Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine Tour early next week, promising a pop spectacle that will fill the city with glitter and high notes. Whether you're chasing big stage energy, community pride, or a taste of the Highlands, today's lineup has a place for you. And now here's Jason with sports.
Habs headlines heat up as roster moves, depth debates and star prospects dominate the conversation. General manager Kent Hughes now faces a pivotal decision on defenseman Arbor Eksekej, weighing his recent play against cap flexibility and the emerging blue line depth. Retaining Eksekej could preserve a gritty presence, while moving him opens space for younger options in the upcoming roster crunch. With the blue line now deeper than ever, Hughes and former star Martin St. Louis are rewarding performance while cultivating future talent. New Laval Rocket coach Daniel Jacob inherits a roster reshaped from last season, and the center depth plan promises to sustain offensive balance throughout the stretch run. Evaluating Kirill Marchenko's hefty price tag forces the Habs to balance immediate impact against long-term upside. As Montreal sits atop the league's under-25 core list, the trade's return will be measured against past moves like the Brett Kulak deal and the pursuit of Adam Engstrom. Off-season chatter swirls as Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield and Lane Hutson discuss Hutson's debut, while the front office adds forward Sasha Pastujov for Sean Farrell. Simultaneously, Jake Allen voices concerns over a three-goalie rotation, hinting at potential adjustments to Montreal's net depth strategy. The Canadiens finalize a swap, sending forward Sean Farrell to Anaheim for 23-year-old Sasha Pastujov, a restricted free agent who entered the league as a third-round pick. The move adds a versatile winger to Montreal's forward pool while preserving future contract flexibility. Juraj Slavkovsky, a two-time Olympic star, is projected onto Team World for the 2027 All-Star Game, underscoring his rising profile. While the Habs keep a low profile on Kirill Marchenko's status, the prediction fuels excitement for Montreal's young talent showcase.
Boda Boda, the floating spa on the St. Lawrence River in the Old Port, is unveiling its biggest expansion yet. The wellness haven now offers guided sauna sessions, meditation classes, and a sleek rooftop lounge that overlooks the river's sunrise. The new spaces have created 15 jobs and are drawing both locals and tourists eager for holistic experiences. By weaving traditional Finnish heat with modern mindfulness, Boda Boda is turning the waterfront into a sanctuary for the city's busy hearts. It's a reminder that Montreal's spirit thrives when we nurture body and mind together, and that a shared pause can ripple through the whole neighborhood. The lounge will host local musicians on Saturday evenings, turning relaxation into a celebration of Montreal's vibrant culture. Coming up, 2 policewomen were beaten by 4 suspects in Montreal. We'll have the full story and community reaction.
If you run a venue, a comedy night, a concert, a fundraiser, you already know the hardest part isn't the show. It's selling the seats. Theaterfiller changes that. In minutes, you're set up with your own ticketing page, QR code delivery, and a door scanner. No technical headaches. No middleman taking a cut of your night. Your event, your tickets, your revenue. Go to theaterfiller.com and fill every seat.
Good evening, Montreal. City officials in des Ormeaux have scrapped a public session on June's severe flooding after 2 class action requests were filed, leaving residents without the planned update. Ramai Gaudreau has the full story.
The city of des Ormeaux pulled the plug on a public information session it had scheduled for early August, just days after 2 class action lawsuits were lodged against municipal officials. The meeting, set for August 6th, was intended to brief residents on the severe flooding that swept the West Island community in June. With the legal filings now pending, city leaders decided to cancel the gathering rather than proceed amid the growing dispute. Officials said they will explore alternative ways to share updates, but no new date has been announced. Residents who were expecting answers about drainage, compensation, and future safeguards will have to wait for further communication. Ramai Gaudreau, GMNA News, $10.
2 Montreal policewomen were disarmed and assaulted by 4 suspects during a routine intervention on July 26 and 27. The incident left the officers injured and suspects in custody. Ramai Gaudreau has the full story.
On a routine call late Thursday night, 2 policewomen entered a modest apartment building on a quiet street in Montreal. Within minutes, 4 men confronted the officers, wrested their sidearms, and beat the women with blunt objects. The suspects fled the scene before uniformed backup arrived, leaving the officers bruised and their weapons on the floor. Emergency services treated the officers for minor injuries and transported them to a nearby hospital. Investigators are reviewing surveillance footage and have launched a manhunt for the 4 assailants. The incident, which unfolded between July 26 and July 27, is part of a series of recent assaults on law enforcement personnel in the city. Ramai Gaudreau, GMNA News, Montreal.
Thanks for watching, Montreal. Tonight's highlight was Nadia Comensai's return to celebrate her 50-year Olympic legacy, a reminder of our city's enduring spirit. We'll be back tomorrow with more stories that matter to you. Stay tuned and have a great night. Enjoy the night and keep sharing what makes our community vibrant.